Hey, what's up, everybody? It's KillJadis907, and I am a grumpy Raider fan. Well, hopefully, I'm live. I think I'm live. There we go. Yep, we live. We live. We're good to go. How's it going, everybody? As I said before, I am KillJadis907. I am a grumpy Raider fan. Welcome you to a Sin City 7 stream. All the guys are about to join me very soon. Well, week 1 of the 2023-2024 NFL season. We got the freaking Broncos and the Raiders. It is donkey week, ladies and gentlemen. It is donkey week. Well, let's face it. We have a tough time with us right now. New quarterback. Bunch of new pieces came through. Don't know what we're going to be, how we're going to be. Questions about Jimmy Garoppolo came up. Yeah. This is going to be a Raiders recap of this week, guys. So, let me go ahead and start off first. Who are the Sin City 7? Well, the Sin City 7 is a group of Raider fans, like-minded Raider fans, who decided to get together and hang out and talk about our favorite team, that is the Raiders. We are not like any other group. We will not take a lighter journey into the dark side. Nope. For us, it is simply dark side. We gonna tell you how it is. We're gonna call a spade, a heart, a diamond, a club, a club. Not only that, but we respect each other for our opinions. We may differ in opinions. We may agree in opinions. But we're always going to respect each other. We're not going to be like some other people who claim to be experts and put fellow fans down because they think they're right. No. We're going to respect you for who you are as a fan. Yeah, we know some football, but we don't know a whole lot. We know some more than others. And that's what we have. Obviously, they're all still trying to join in right now. They're all taking a break. They're getting replenished. After all, this was one heck of a game. But let's go ahead and get right to it. Hopefully, we'll have another member of the Sin City 7 that is ready to join us. All right. Go ahead and share the screen real quick. Boom. Share. From beginning. Swap. Boom. There you go. Now we're cooking. All right. So, whoa. What happened here? Let's try that again. Boop. There we go. That was odd. Well, as I said, it is the Sin City, or no, the Vegas Raiders against, well, the Denver Donkeys. So, let me go ahead. You know what? Because we're waiting, let me go ahead and stop the screen share. We're making this up as we go along, guys. All right? That's what they're doing right now. Let me go ahead and switch to this view right here, huh? Eh. That's okay. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Sooner or later, we're gonna look like we're a competent podcast, huh? I guess. Be that as it may, guys. Look at that. The final score is the Raiders 17-16. How about that? I tell you what, for what is going on, it was quite an ugly game, but you know what? We got the job done, and that's the most important thing. We got the job done. So that's all there is to it. I mean, trust me, there's a lot of things that I didn't like that was pretty ugly, but you know what? We got the job done, and that's what counts. All right, let me go ahead. We're going to go take a quick break. I'm going to see if any more Sensei 7 guys are going to show up, or if I'm just going to be soloing. Because if we're soloing, we don't need to be doing a Zoom meeting. Hang on just a second, guys. Well, I have no idea if the Sensei 7 are even going to join me. This could be a solo event. So you know what? I might as well go ahead, make for what I can. Let me go ahead and go over. Well, at least we can what we can do. So there we go. All right. Let's go over some stats in here thing. So for right now, I'm going to for team stats, I'm going to cover what pretty much what the what's going on with the between the two teams. And as you can see, it was actually, again, we won by 1 point, and it was actually pretty close. 260 yards for the Broncos compared to 261. We definitely won the passing game when it came to that. Again, 200 yards compared to 166. Rushing yards, though, they had a speed. For some odd reason, they just knew that Josh Jacobs was a key part in our offensive scheme to where they beat us 94-61. We barely edged them out though in yards per play with 4.7 and 4.5. Somehow, some way, turnovers, it was 1 interception for us, no interceptions for them. That sucks. But again, this is a very close, tight-knit game. Time possession, though, 32 minutes and 8 seconds compared to 27 minutes and 52 seconds. This is definitely a brand new team, a brand new concept. I mean, let's face it, guys. Like, it used to be back in the day. It was oh, we're going to control the clock and everything. I think we're going away from that though. For penalties, we tied 10 for 10, but technically the Broncos won out because we have more yards when it comes to penalties. I believe we had like 90 something while they had 80 something. I can't remember. Ours was in the 90s, they were in the 80s. So there's that. It is what it is. Oh, wait a second, guys. Wait a second. Aha. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bad guy here joining it with us. So bad, he is able to look at death himself in the face, and death blinked first. Ladies and gentlemen, Raider Ramon.
What's going on, bud? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Ramon. How you been?
I'm all right. He only blinks because I'm ugly. You see what I'm saying? Like,
He's like,
is that your face?
oh man. Well,
man, it's real good after a win, though, isn't it?
Well, I do have to say, and then of course also with the Chargers losing against the Dolphins, which I'm sure all of us were able to catch the last bit of that.
Oh, that was beautiful. Like, I normally hate Tyreek, but goddamn.
I'm not going to complain about Tyreek doing our bidding and beating out some of these AFC West teams.
For once, not on the receiving end of that.
Mm-hmm. So with that, you got the Chiefs losing to the freaking Lions, and then of course we beating the Broncos. Look at that, we're number 1 in the West.
After week 1, let's keep it up.
Yeah,
Bills game gonna be rough, but let's enjoy the win today.
We can only hope that the rest of the guys come up short next week as well. But it is what it is. What are you thinking? What were you thinking about before the game? What were your thoughts before the game on what the Raiders had to do?
Don't fuck this up, Jimmy. Don't fuck this up, Jimmy. Don't fuck this up, Jimmy. Was the whole thing. Like, oh my God, play in like, what was it? Like one of the first drives, he damn near dove and got taken out. And I was like, oh my God, Jimmy, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I was like, and then Aiden's out too. So what are we going to do? But no, he powered through. And I was like, I think I was texting the group just like, man, Jimmy looked like he ready to play. He looked like, and they stuck it out. They fought till the end. I thought the O line and D line need some work, but week one, let's see how it looks. Week two, week three, week four, after they kind of have time to play together more. It's not preseason watching everybody else get snaps. So
Yeah,
it was
definitely,
not bad.
definitely, because you know what we had was a lot of uncertainties. We didn't know how Jimmy G was going to do, and then yeah, sure enough, first drive happens, and he decides to do something that reckless and take a dive. It's like, Jimmy, slide.
Well, let's be real here though. So previous quarterback, he's sliding. We're not getting that first down.
You
You know what I
you got
mean?
a point. You got a point.
Yeah, Jimmy's going for the win. Like he's ready to play, and I'm with it as long as he don't kill himself and get hurt. But I think the O line didn't do horrible. He had some time to sit back and make some plays, and I don't think I don't like how they're doing the running game, and I didn't see them target Renfro once.
They didn't target him for once.
I seen him on the field like twice, and like he was just like the ball snapped, and he just kind of stood there like y'all ain't even throw it to me. Like, but I don't like how they're trying to hit the edges on the run game.
Yeah, at some point though, Renfro is going to get freaking targeted. It's just only a matter of time. It's just right as of now, a lot of people are very wary of him.
I mean, look, first and goal on the well, fuck, first and goal, and the kid wasn't even on the field. And I mean, we didn't run it once. I think you said that. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, we ain't going. I mean, I know they expecting Josh Jacobs. He's a little bit of a monster. I think somebody was saying he's being pussyfoot a little bit, but I don't like the run scheme they were running with him. Like, I think he runs better in between the numbers, just hitting the holes. You know what I mean? And they tried to have him bouncing around the edges and just not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that might be O line too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, compared to what happened with that, yeah. I
But I
like
mean,
I again, I want to see a lot like more. Like, yeah, definitely the Broncos had us in the run game. Their run defense was pretty good. They're stopping us, but at least you gotta at least try to at least run it once when you're first and goal or
on the
second and
goal
goal.
line, yeah.
Like, at least at least go take the ball, hand it off, or at least, because again, a lot of them are expecting a run because Josh Jacobs was so potent last year.
Right, absolutely.
Why not
That
do it?
you
Why not do a play action?
do something, and then they want to be cute and throw a fucking flea flicker in there.
Yeah,
I was looking at the TV screen like,
yeah.
really?
I saw the flea flicker and I was like, if Josh Jacobs isn't as effective as he's supposed to be, don't be running a flea flicker. Like, Josh Jacobs need to be at least over 100 yards rushing before you even try that. Because
Yeah,
then that
you
means
play.
because then that means, hey, the run's coming. And especially if they see him getting handed the ball, they're gonna go, "Oh crap, run play, run play."
They're just trying to be cute. That's what it was. I was like, oh my god, here we go. We're gonna start doing some dumb shit. And I'm glad they look like as the game went on, the team was slowly looking like they're learning to play together. They were slowly gelling. You know what I mean? Secondary was still sloppy, but they were making stops. You know what I mean? We had a couple stupid fucking plays. Marcus Peters, number 0, goddamn whatever his name is. But I mean, take the win, 1 point.
Another reason why I am a full advocate on making sure that the first team, the first string, I should say, gets at least 1 or 2 series in every single freaking preseason game.
Yeah, because they look sloppy. And honestly, I was having a conversation with somebody today. And I think that's honest why the Chiefs didn't look that good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think week 2, week 3, they don't look that sloppy. I'm not saying that the Lions didn't play well. I just, we still know that it's the mountain we got to climb. So I watch them and I hope to God that they stay consistently. But I mean, they're just drop passes and stuff that didn't work out for them, and the Lions benefited from them. And that's what you have to do in the NFL. You take the little gaps that you have to win and you take them. And that's what we did today. We gave up that game so many times and we fought back in it. That could have been way worse. Old Raider teams, I think that would have been way worse.
And at least we, there was some fight in us, and we didn't just suddenly go out to a huge lead, and then give it up. Like at least we freaking stayed in the fight, took the punches, and threw a couple of ours to get the knockout.
Well, here's the two sides of the coin. Last year, what did we do? We get leads and then we blew it, right? Or we give the other teams so big of a lead that we just get blown out. And you just sit there looking stupid both sides of the coin. And that's what I was saying. Like during the game, we actually looked more and more like a competent team. Like I didn't like how the defense was playing for maybe 3/4 of the game. But when it was time to batten down and fight and keep us in the game, they did it. They made the stops we needed to do, and offense found out how to play, except for that hit. Oh my God, Jacoby got rocked. This is
Yeah,
me on the screen. Got hit. I was like,
yeah. I I was looking at that, going, ouch, like lights out,
yeah, like
bruh.
are they bringing in the cart?
Yeah, he definitely not.
He ain't
He
playing next
he
week.
definitely ain't playing next week.
That's concussion protocol for sure.
And we got Aaron the Q Dog Raider, another member of the Sin City 7 in the chat right now. He says, let's effing go Raiders. Oh,
Hell
well,
yeah, let's fucking
hopefully,
go.
hell yeah. Hopefully Aaron might be able to join us sometime within the next bit. But yeah, so honestly, if you look, so I already did all the stats. If you want to take a look here at what I got, I mean, here it is. This is how close the game was. Like we won by 1 point, and you see how the numbers are extremely close.
Oh, no doubt.
Like
We even had a shorter time of possession and we still pulled that off.
yep. And
They held. Oh, there goes Q's head. I see it.
oh, is Q joining us?
Oh, yeah.
He had to go get the tequila.
Oh,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves another member of the Sin City 7. This man once claimed for the dog that he's and haws is an ass and a donkey. So saith Aaron the Q Dog Raider. How you doing,
I
Aaron?
can't see. I guess I'm okay. I can't see anything right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this back together. All right, now. Hey, I'm back.
There you
What's
go.
up, Raiders?
Hey, hey.
We sit atop the AFC West, baby. I'm looking
Alone.
around, and the view is fine. There's nobody
Hey,
else, baby.
from mile high up, it looked real good right now.
You better say that, man. What's up, man?
Hey,
That's my guy right there, man.
hey,
That's Raider Ramon.
it don't matter how we do it. It doesn't matter how hard we fought, how hard we claw for it. This is all we need. All right?
Just win, baby.
This is all we
Just
need.
win.
Let's just keep on doing that.
Keep on.
That's all it is. That's the truth. It keeps it simple. But I mean, and that's what we pulled off. It did not look pretty throughout certain parts of the game, but they fought and they made it happen. And Jimmy does not look horrible. I think as the season develops, like you were saying, maybe they will start using other offensive weapons. But play calling wasn't atrocious. D was kind of scary, but Just win, right?
Yep.
Look, bruh, that was a very quotable. That was a very quotable little bit right there. Jimmy G did not look horrible. That's what we're down to, but we'll take it. Jimmy G
Well,
did not look horrible.
well,
Bros,
we're
put them shirts up now. Get that copy. Get that trademark. Jimmy G was not horrible.
we were talking about it when I first got on. Was like, we were talking about how Jimmy got hurt at the beginning, or he just got his bell rung for a second, and they had to pull him out.
Right, right.
But the previous QB, that motherfucker sliding, and we're not getting that first down. You know what I mean? There's a couple plays where that's a slide and that's not a first down, and I think that's the difference. We got somebody who's going to go penetrate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like a squirrel out there trying to get his nut.
Yeah, no lube. He's just doing it raw.
I mean, let's face it. When Jimmy G got hurt, this was all of us when we saw Brian Hoyer come out. We was like Q Dog here, just going. Oh no, what the hell are we going to do now?
Can I tell you something? I wasn't terribly worried because I knew they were just going to hand it off. Like he just got the first down. I knew they were just going to hand off the rock. I was just worried, nothing stupid happens because that's normally what happens to us, right? Something
Yep.
ridiculous will happen, and
Yeah.
like the interception, I don't count that interception. You're seeing Super Troopers where he's shooting at the target, and he's like, "What about this guy? Oh, I don't worry about that guy." That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that interception. That don't count. That was like some ricochet shit that just, you know,
If a pass deflects off a wide receiver because the wide receiver doesn't catch it and it lands into a defender's hands for an interception, I'm actually an advocate that shouldn't be an interception on the quarterback. That should be an interception on the the wide receiver.
See, that's the fantasy football manager in you speaking.
well, let's. I mean, the biggest turnover I think that happened in the game was when we roughed the fucking kicker.
Yeah.
That was the stupidest fucking play because we had him. The ball was gone and we did some bullshit, but we still fought back. And I mean, we did some bullshit. We stopped them and we kept coming. And I mean, fuck, we took the dub and it was in Mile High. What are we now? 7-0 against the Broncos now since we've been in
Yes,
Vegas?
we are.
Yeah, fuck the Broncos.
Push all your chips center table
Mm.
and bet against those wily donkeys.
Side note, this might be the new lucky T-shirt.
Hey.
My black hole shirt. We're gonna see.
Official, homie. You're
Yeah,
official.
like the referee whistle. You can tell the tequila's hitting because Q laughing.
Oh man, yeah. I've been hitting hard, man, since like 5 minutes before kickoff, man. And I'm down to a half bottle, man. I'm committed.
Committed. Because winners win.
Winners win, drinkers drink, and you drink more when you win. And sometimes you drink even more when you lose. And as a Raiders fan, I drink a lot.
Man, I remember Vegas. That 2020 season. Yeah.
2020 season, we were down
Hey,
there. The
God
half
bless
gallon of
Uber.
Don Julio on Yeho, the $150 bottle went down, son. And shout out to Fabricator Gill. He's still a believer. He still rocks with that other outfit of Fugazi Raider fans. But you know what? Whatever, man.
Mm-hmm.
That bottle will always have that, baby. We'll always have that. Half
What?
gallon of Don Julio and Yeho, baby.
What is today's sponsor, anyways, Q?
You know what? I switched it up a little bit. Had a recommendation. Met
Okay.
another guy that was from Michigan, originally from Kentucky, but I lived in Michigan for some time. And just a chance meeting led me to his recommendation to acquire 100% de agave. Julio, oh, excuse me. Maybe. Well, it's Cuervo Tradicional
Uh
Añejo. Here's the bottle.
huh.
Yeah. So I'm hitting that pretty hard. It's not a bad tequila, but Jose Cuervo Tradicional Tequila Añejo is the unofficial sponsor of tonight's broadcast. They give us no coin, no
Yeah.
money,
But they give a buzz.
but they give a buzz.
Hey,
we put that out in the ether, baby.
hey.
Fellas, we want to know, homies.
Oh,
Let's
I know.
Yes.
celebrate that stuff, man.
Oh,
I
I know.
mean,
I was out at
what
the
it
store
over.
today wearing my Raiders shit, and they're like, "You guys are slated to lose." I'm like, "We ain't fucking losing. Y'all tripping."
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm just really, really proud that you did not raise your hand and backhand and pimp slap that ignorant ass comment that you had to endure.
Well, he was a Vikings fan. What's he gonna say?
He's gonna say school.
Yeah, you like that?
That motherfuckers just made that shit up like 4 seasons ago. I can't even respect it. Just Win Baby has like been around like forever. It's
It's
like older than your
iconic.
house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Commitment to excellence. It's definitely older than, your auntie and them. But
Hey,
school.
man, is
That
that a
shit just
filter, or can you actually do that with your lips?
how was you supposed to school?
Hey, that face is what I look like after my stroke.
Oh,
I got nothing, bro. You too hard on yourself, man.
oh,
You're a Marine, man. The only thing you feel is recoil. And we know that.
Well, let me tell you, that stroke has some fucking recoil. Like I still feel that shit.
Always faithful, baby. I ain't even mad at
I got to tell the jokes, man. Everybody else is like, you shouldn't say that. I'm the only one who's qualified. Thank you very much.
you. Those are facts. Those are facts.
ah.
Your
Boom.
screen is so well lit. I think I need to do something, man.
Who's screen?
Yours. It's so
Oh,
professional.
mine. Oh, that's because
Yeah.
I got the log. What was
Yo,
it?
I got the
Loggy,
three
like,
light up.
yeah, I got the like a loggy camera. So it's like it's a external camera on my computer.
I got a little
Everything.
laptop, and it works.
Yeah.
But you guys see how messy my bedroom is? We ain't gonna talk about that.
But guys, with that win
Why would
though,
I have to mail you a flag, man, so you can put it up in the bedroom?
Oh, I look. It's just on the wrong side of the room. I have like a banner that's
Well,
like those.
then you
hey,
scoot your ass over, man. Do that. Do that because you like showing the door and stuff. You're like waiting for somebody to intrude and shit like that, man. It's almost like you're
Okay,
like filming a scary movie, man. Cut that
well,
bullshit out, man. Slide that
I
shit over.
got I gotta see what's behind me, man. I ain't trying to get stabbed in the back. Plus, sometimes when the wife come in with some little shorts, I gotta see.
Bruh, if you slide over the other side of the room, you can actually lose your eyes instead of the video. You can have that shit, you know what I'm saying, head
Look,
up.
don't talk
I ain't
logic
trying
to
to
me.
stop the bullshit, dog. You
Yeah,
run your house.
don't talk logic to me, man.
Bravo.
but
The pride of PR.
with that win, guys, we are now 72-54-2 against the Broncos.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's our
Man,
that's
that's
our
more
record.
50%.
Well, that's some
So
bullshit. You need to
so
What are
be
we
at least 82.
uh
Well, we getting
I
there.
want to set that
We
DB
undefeated
ratio.
as Las Vegas.
yeah, I mean the seven
I know
game
that.
win streak, and we now 72.
Killiatis, we run
I'll
the
take that.
West,
Yeah,
whether it be Cali, whether it be Nevada, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, some parts of Oregon, Washington State, obviously Alaska,
He had to say
Yukon,
that shit all fancy, like he's
British
Gordon Ramsay,
Columbia.
Oregon.
Oregon.
You gotta elevate that shit.
I met a couple of fools from there. They say, Oregon. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to be
Aye,
respectful,
aye,
homie.
aye.
Well, I'm out here in West Kentucky, so you know what it is.
I know that's right. Stay strong, man. You and your literacy.
Hey, man, they make me sound intelligent on a regular basis.
You and all your teeth. That's my native state, Kentucky, and you got a lot of teeth, which means you got a lot of going for you. You're upper crust, homie.
I know. Look
Mm-hmm.
at this. Ding. Man,
At least you're not in Tennessee, man, because you be trying to date your cousin as opposed to having a wife or both.
I do have cousins in West Virginia, but I don't play that. I was raised right.
I know that's right. You're not a Tennessean.
Well, I guess technically right now I'm a Kentuckian.
Well, that's all right. We got that in common, homie. So I know you guys have
Mhm.
broken down at least some aspects of this week one victory. I mean, what have you already discussed? Bring me up
So
to
if you
speed.
look up here, if I can get this thing back to working here. All
Oh
right, there we
boy,
go. Bam. So
we remember that.
we got our we got our team stats here. So I mean, obviously, again, as I was telling Ramon, it's like we won by 1 point, and look at the stats. Like this was a very close game.
Yeah.
Like we barely beat them in yards. We got them in passing yards. They got some rushing yards. Barely we beat them in yards per play. We lost in the turnover counter. They had more time of possession, and also, even though we had the same amount of penalties, we also, unfortunately, we lost in the penalty game because even though we had the same amount of penalties, we had more yardage.
We had the dumbest penalties.
And again, what put us over was that god dang roughing the kicker play. Like I
But it was
get,
countered out by the for lack of a better the personal foul, the targeting against Jacobs, not Jacobs, but Myers.
yeah,
So that was kind of a wash. Two ignorant penalties. But
my goodness.
how often have we come ahead of the penalty game against our opposition?
We did quite a bit a couple times last year, but so far we're starting off par for course of us being the ones that take more penalties. But hey,
Can I bring a couple of things up real quick? I don't know about you guys because we were texting in the chat. I thought our rookie cornerback was getting roasted, Bennett, and I still have not seen the next step come from Merrick. Between those two in the secondary, we were getting flamed, and it was pissing me off. What about you guys?
Well, I was telling him that as the game progressed, it looked like they were settling in and working together better. Like,
Yes.
I mean, week one, a lot of teams came out looking like shit. I watched that Bengals game. They did not look pretty during that game at all. But like we first quarter looked like shit. Second quarter still
Yep.
looked like shit, but it was less like shit. You know what I mean? You could kind of see the off. You could
Yeah,
see
we
the
went from
offensive
peanut to
plays.
corn. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And then third quarter they came out and you're just like, fuck, you're still making stupid fucking plays, but we kept it close enough and we kept fighting. Where him and I discussed that at one point we would either had a lead and we would have blown it, or we'd have made so many mistakes that they had such a huge lead and we get blown out. But they kept fighting. You know what I mean? It looks almost like a different team to me, and hopefully they are a different team. But it was nice to see a quarterback actually going for it and not throwing up some fake ass W's or trying to growl at the fucking screen like he's somebody.
yeah, and it's just a tale of two different teams the way it was last year. Um, I'm just glad that we didn't. We just hang it. We just hung in the pocket, took the hits and threw enough to where we can get the knockout.
And that boy Jimmy got some zip on that ball, don't he?
Yes, he does.
Like
Yeah.
I watched him a little bit with the Niners because my buddy's a Niners fan. But I mean, actually watching him like in having my full support behind him because I need him to win. He actually got he got a little bit of zip on that ball. I mean, they did not toss anything super deep, and a couple of them that he did kind of put past 10, 15 yards. It looked like they were going to be floaters, but I mean, they got where they needed to be.
Jimmy G. I'm sure he can fire it downfield if he wants to. No problem.
Yeah,
Just
I
by
just say
looking at his mid game.
his mid ball. Yeah. Well, I mean, going by just your stats, see, I'm pointing, but
Hmm.
61 yards. I mean, I'm sure if we were running the ball a little bit more, they'd probably been tossing it a little bit more too, because that would have opened up a lot more.
Yeah.
Because with 61 yards, they know that we're going to have to pass it. So everybody's so I don't know. We'll see. We got more games. It's going to see how the Jimmy stacks up against some of the defenses. I don't know how well it's going to look against the Bills. I didn't get to see them today. Did they play
Well,
today?
you know, they don't play till Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well that's good. I got Dalvin Cook though for the Jets. Hopefully, he puts up some yards.
He will. He will.
Yeah. Going over
Now
our.
the thing is, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead, Q.
Well, you know, the defensive secondary really looked porous for us today, and that can't stand, especially going up against Josh Allen. If Josh Allen and the Bills they win, then okay, we might be able to play, at equal intensity. However, if they lose, they're going to be caged animals. Either way, it doesn't really bode well for the Raiders defense that showed a little bit of sign of improvement, but that's all from like the linebacking core in and not from the linebacking core back into the secondary. So we've got to definitely make some adjustments. I don't think that all 11 were in sync throughout large segments of the game. That needs to be rectified. But whenever you go up there and we're playing against Bills Mafia, it's going to be a crazy game. It's going to be a lit game, but it's going to be a game where it tests our defensive mettle. I don't think their defense is very much better, if at all better than ours. However, I think that we have to shore up things on both sides of the ball in order to make it competitive. And I'm giving ourselves more of a chance than a lot of the, prognosticators may give us, because it was amazing to see how little people, and just to infuse this for a second, if you'll humor me, I was watching the Verizon at the half on CBS, and all six of those damn speaking talking heads were sitting there going goo goo gaga over Coach Payton and over Russell Let's Ride Wilson. And lo and behold, the Raiders sacked up and showed them why in the second half. Not that they should have been in that position, but they definitely stepped up to the occasion. And it's amazing how, at the drop of a hat, these just these canned opinions from these talking heads always seem to go against us, and it sucks. So let's make this the comeback tour. Let's make this the revenge tour 23, and just rub it in their faces, man. Because I'm sure, and I even watched the game. They didn't cut to studio for their post game commentary because it flew in the face of all that damn um, knob uh, uh, massaging they were doing at halftime. I hate the media. Let's
It's
go
called the
Raiders.
double gawk and twist.
Mm.
Yes, the double gawk and twist.
Mm-hmm.
Digging it.
Guys, it's been fun. I gotta go. I'm gonna tap out for Q.
All right. Sounds
Raider
good.
Ramon.
Raider Ramon, all love and
Yeah,
respect to
my
you.
man, my friend.
Later, guys. Good stuff. I'll catch up with you guys another time. Always chat with you. John, if you're watching, good to see you in the chat, homie.
Yeah.
John from Vegas.
John from Vegas is watching. All love and respect to him too. Another edition of the Sin City Raiders. So there you have, me, KillJ's now 7. You got Aaron the Q Dog Raider here. You had Raider Ramon. Shout out to the other Sin City members. Again, John from Vegas. You also got Raider Roo. You got Tida Raider. And last but not least, of course, Tyrone Graves. Which Tyrone Graves is probably sipping on pina coladas on a cruise ship somewhere.
Yes, he is.
Mm.
No, he's got to be.
Ebony wasn't coming correct. I'm just saying, Tyrone. She had a certain kind of orange and blue on. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Tyrone.
Oh man. Hey, look. I don't know if they had a marital wager going on, but I think Tyrone, he came out on top, literally. So
I think he did too. I think he did too.
She may have to pay up.
Mm. All right.
Let's give it to the Graves family.
All right. Let's go ahead and go over a little bit more stats, though, Q. Here's all of our leaders, though, for for today. So obviously for passing, Jimmy Garoppolo, 20 for 26, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, which I would put an asterisk saying it doesn't count, but yeah. Rushing, Josh Jacobs leads the way with 19 carries for 48 yards, 2.5 yard average. Receiving, Myers actually leads the way with 9 receptions, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. Turnovers, of course, you got Jimmy Garoppolo with the 1 interception. He did fumble once, but he didn't lose it. Now, for the defense, no turnovers at all. That is a big issue with me. We need more turnovers. However, we do have 2 sacks by Crosby and Tillery. And with an addition of 5 tackles for losses, which is 2 for Hobbs, 1 for Diablo, Spillane, and Epps, which gives a total of 7 tackles for losses. Your thoughts, Q, on those individual stats?
Individually, I thought at many positions, it was just pedestrian. It pales in comparison to what the numbers leading into the season that the individual parts had put up elsewhere or within organization. So to do that, and especially with Jacobs displaying a huge amount of rust, um, he didn't really have very much burst. I mean, his vision wasn't on point as it usually is. He ran into defenders quite a bit. Um, it was kind of head scratching, but we got the W. I would like to have seen more from Devontae Adams, and it definitely seemed like Myers. He was definitely in the spots where he needed to be, and Jimmy G was comfortable within the the offensive structure to throw the ball to a spot where he knew Jacobs, being a product of the same system, would be. But I look for that to shift over time. So having said all that and looked at the statistics, very pedestrian. But I look for that to improve over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, definitely the rushing game was an issue for me just because like wow, like I know we could have done better with rushing. Um,
Yes.
Receiving it to me, I knew that they're gonna be focusing on Adams, and you know Adams was beating Sartan. Every single time when his number was being called, he was beating
Yeah.
Sartan. So for that, good on him. I would like to see more of Renfro, but because Renfro looks like he's being nudged off the team with
Yeah. Yeah.
then.
Renfro, there was I think it was in the latter part of the second half. He was in, I guess, 11 personnel, and he was lined up in slot, and that was where they had thrown the ball, and it was over Devontae's head, but Renfro had wiggled himself free in the middle of the end zone
Hmm.
for a potential score, but they didn't even look his way.
Hmm.
I think we missed a huge opportunity to trade Renfro off season. And I don't know why we cuffed him the way that we did, but it would have been wise to move him because from what I've seen, and even if he makes a couple of key catches, with regularity
Mm-hmm.
moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
he is not going to increase his trade value. And I don't look for him to be retained. I mean, he's not an Edelman. He's not an Amendola. I mean, we thought he would be, but I just think that was just buddy ball between him and our previous quarterback, uh, as opposed to him just really bringing something intangible to the table.
Mm-hmm. Now for defense, obviously, we need to get in that plus side for freaking turnovers. We can't be in the negative here. So defense needs to step up. We need to start getting those interceptions. Like, come on, boys. Now, I am happy with the sacks. Yeah, I want more sacks, but you know what? We did beat the Broncos out when it came to sacks. We had 2, they had a goose egg. Nothing. And
That's right.
all they could do was hit Garoppolo, in which they had one roughing the passer penalty on. So for that, I say good job for that. Tackles for losses, 5, which I'm gonna be happy with that, especially during those last couple of defensive stands that we had. The one that I am just really gritting my teeth about is that one where we freaking backed those guys up, and then, I mean, that was like it was like 2 tackles for losses, which was awesome. And then, sure enough, we give it all away with that roughing the punter or roughing the kicker penalty, which
And when we got that penalty, the guy that did it, I mean, he's actually a smart ball player, and I get that he was going all out, but you have to have awareness, time, down, distance, and where we are as far as the scoreboard is concerned. And he lost focus. So I want to back up just a little bit.
mhm.
You made some really good points about our defense, and I harken back to whenever we were in the red zone trying to stop the Broncos from scoring. Diablo, he makes a great play. He dives at the ball and gets one, then 2 hands on it and bats it away. But if you get 1 hand on it, let alone 2, what are you supposed to do with the ball?
Gotta try to get it in.
You got to catch it.
Yeah, you gotta
And if
get
he
it
would have
in.
simply intercepted that ball, it would not have been the nail biter that it was. We would not have won by 1 point, but we probably would have won by 7 or more. And those are the plays that we have to make. And whenever we go into Buffalo, you can't just make that type of play. So teams make their most progression, obviously, and it's been said before, and I'll reiterate, between weeks 1 and 2, and we have to make that solidifying leap in order to be competitive, in order to come away 2-0 this time next week. What do you think?
I'm gonna say yes on that. We definitely. I mean, this is the tweaking period. This is what's gonna help define our team for the rest of the season. But let's go ahead. Let's go and end this meeting, and we'll catch it back up again. We're gonna run out of time right now, so be back in a couple of minutes, guys. Hang on just a second. We're taking a quick break.
All right, looks like we're plugged back in.
All right, welcome back, guys. All right, let's try. Let's go ahead and do the share screen one more time. Share. Boom. All right. Get this thing in here. See if I can get this grid going on. Boom. All right, let's go ahead and move on to another stat here while we're at it. Our special teams. So obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Carlson
Yes.
was 1 for 1 for 24 yards, 2 for extra points with a total of 5 points. Punting, AJ Cole only had one punt. Surprisingly, only one punt for 49 yards. Unfortunately, that one wasn't inside the 20. That's because we're backed up to our freaking end zone at that time. No kick returns, no punt returns. So, all in all, I think it was a good day for special teams. I would have liked to have seen Carlson try to go for the record, but unfortunately, we did not have that big of a lead.
Well, you're right about that. But I'm going to take it to the other side of the special teams.
Ah,
Um, we didn't give up any, uh, breaches in the special teams coverage. It was good to see. They came out and they tried an onside kick in order to begin the game. That was so damn
cheeky,
Payton.
cheeky.
But yeah, but you know, one of the guys, I used to have a certain list that I would put people on, but Bolden, he had an opportunity to secure that onside kick to start the game. And he got both hands on it once again. When you have both hands on the ball, you're supposed to secure and catch it. But he gave that up. Fortunately, it was an illegal touch prior to the 10 yards being traversed whenever the kick was made by Lutz. But all that being aside, I think we were solid as far as our coverage was concerned. And that hasn't always been the case, Kill Janus.
Nope. I mean, we have did really good with our punting, kicking coverage. I mean, you remember last year? Last year we used to give up these freaking 30, 40
No
kick
doubt.
returns or punts, and it was just, and suddenly you're thinking, okay, we're gonna beat them all the way back to their side of the field, and suddenly it's like, wait, why are they on our side of the field? Or and it's because of the punt and kick return coverage. So good job on that.
You can't lose the field yardage game, and too often last season we just simply did. We didn't really cover. We tackled poorly, and we responded not very timely in order to adjustments made by the opposition. So you make good points. So what's next in your chamber there? I see you spinning it. So fire
Mm.
another bullet up for me.
All right. Well, that's it for our stats. Let's go ahead and have a little fun here.
Okay.
So, in every single Raiders recap, I do this. So let's go ahead and do this. It is the turd sandwich versus the bacon praise burger. So that is something for us as a fan base and as a team that we have to eat this week. What do you think, Q Dog? Should we be eating a bacon praise burger this week or a turd sandwich?
Well, it's hard to love our head coach, and I'm really bringing myself around to the point that we might actually have to go with the praise burger because he did outcoach Payton today. He really
Mm-hmm.
did.
My
With the stats being equal, it came down to coaching, and somehow or another, the visor pulled it out.
mm-hmm.
Am I off base?
Nope, and that's what I have because today we are going with the bacon praise burger. So, for those who don't know, what is a praise burger? This is it right
It's so
here.
corporate. Yo, Jadis, you're killing me. You went so corporate with this.
Yes, I
Let's describe
did.
it.
I
This is
learned
funny.
I learned this in college, and I have actually used this, because after all, in the working and whatnot, I've become old enough to where I have become a supervisor, and
There you go. Me too.
sometimes, and again, and in life, guys, you're gonna find some people that need a little bit of work.
The praise.
So instead of bludgeoning them in the head with a blunt object, maybe,
Fill them up.
just maybe, you should probably go with a praise burger. And what a praise burger is when you go and sit down and talk to this person, you give them positive praise, something that they did good today, some constructive criticism, and then after that, you follow it up with a positive praise. That's what we have for today. So let me go ahead and start this off so Q Dog can think of something for his praise burger that he can give for the Raiders. And that is, defense, I am glad that you showed up when you could
Yes.
during the
In the third quarter.
in the third and final quarter. You guys showed up, and you know what? You also beat out the other team in sacks. And that is something that I thoroughly enjoy. You guys scratched and clawed your way to a very close victory. That's what I want to see out of a team. You know, I'd rather see that than seeing you guys give up leads and stuff like that. So, good on you for that. Now, something you guys need to work on. The penalties. Again, we are shooting ourselves in the foot with these penalties. You guys gotta be smarter.
Mhm.
You guys gotta have an intellect that is beyond your opponents, because that's what's
Yeah.
gonna help you guys limit the mistakes out and cause the other team to make mistakes themselves. Besides that, though, offense, you guys are clicking. Myers, you did a great job showing out. And with that, that is my bacon praise burger to the Raiders. Q Dog, do you have a bacon praise burger?
Yes, as an administrator in the government sector dealing in law enforcement, I definitely know the praise burger and know it well. So I'm going to go ahead and unpack this. I want to thank the Raiders for showing up in a harsh environment that was very difficult, both physically and with the external stressors of the crowd. You were able to rally, and I commend you for that. However, on field, there were multiple lapses in scheme as well as recognition of your opponent attacking our weak points. Yes, we had a rookie cornerback that they went at mercilessly in the first quarter, second quarter, and you did not put a safety over top until it was halftime. And then in the third quarter, you decided to give him some assistance. However, I noticed that our middle linebacker, although he was very, very fast to the ball, he was very weak at the point of contact repeatedly. He did not secure tackles that you want your middle linebacker to make, both within the tackle box as well as out in the flat whenever he had to cover the running back during screens. I think that, he's a very technically sound operator in the linebacking core. However, he just simply is not a dump truck that brings that load whenever you need him to bring it. Having said all that, I like the adjustments by Patrick Graham. His team came out very, very wide-eyed, as like deer in headlights in the first half, but somehow or another, he was able to settle the group down, scheme them over their anxiety, and it showed in the scoreboard at the end of the contest. So there is your compliment, your stated question or criticism, constructive albeit, and I finished with another compliment. There is your no bacon compliment burger.
Mm-hmm.
Let's effing go.
There you go. So, and of course, for me, I forgot to mention the bacon, which is that's why it's called a bacon praise burger, because the bacon is the best part of the burger. Because after all, ladies and gentlemen, bacon loves you. Bacon wants to be a part of your life. Have some bacon today. And the bacon, of course, which being the best part of the praise burger, we got the W. And that's all that counts.
Yes.
Because a win is a win. So there it is. That is what I have for the Raiders recap for this week's game. Next week, though, we got a toughie.
Uh-oh.
We going against the Buffalo Bills.
Them bastards.
We are going. The Raider Nation is going toe to toe
The
with
Bills Mafia.
the Bills Mafia. A respectable fan base versus another respectable fan base, in my opinion.
That's right. I'm not mad at him.
I tip my cap to Bills Mafia.
And I smashed the table to Bills Mafia.
Yeah. We would smash a Chiefs fan over a table for Bills Mafia.
Those losers, those division cellar dwellers,
I'm sure they would
Man,
appreciate it if we smashed a Chiefs fan over a table for them. After they since the Chiefs seem to be their boogeyman. But hey, you know what? At least we can appreciate that we are going to go to Buffalo, New York now instead of later.
You know, that's right. I mean, we could go there in late November, and that would absolutely suck.
That would just be oh lordy.
Achilles, we're going into Buffalo. What's our record?
So we are going into Buffalo 1-0, baby.
Undefeated.
And of course, depending on what's going to happen, either tomorrow, we'll find out if the Bills are going to be 1-0 or if they're going to be 0-1.
Yeah, they play at those Jets. Who gives a shit? And they could come away from there a loser. A lot's in the air. That's a pick 'em.
I mean, that's especially since we have no idea how these Jets are going to be under Aaron Rodgers.
They're going to be pompous. They're going to be arrogant, and maybe they'll live up to their billing. But that's what I, basically see going into the game.
Either way, either Bills are going to be flying high, or they are going to be pissed off. So be freaking prepared for that, Raider Nation.
That's right.
I mean, here you have it. You got Jimmy G against freaking Josh Allen. Ooh, that's gonna be one hell of a matchup. Q-Dog, what is the main things that the Raiders need to focus on?
The main thing is we need to penetrate the offensive line in order to hurry Josh Allen. If we hurry Josh Allen, then he can't connect with his receivers. He's got two very good ones, and we don't need him to stretch the field. So if we can get him to check down to tight ends, running backs, that's what's going to be key with us. So that means that, hey, Tyree Wilson, welcome to the NFL. You kind of, fumbled your way around the pass rush and contained today. Okay, you need to get a clue because we're going to need you in order to push the envelope, engage, force tempo to help Max Crosby in order to keep those deep threats to Diggs and to Gabe, whatever his name is. We don't need that. If they're completing passes for 15, 20 or more yards, that means that our defensive line is failing. So we need to bring that pressure to bear. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to agree on that. I would rather that we bring pressure to Josh Allen. The Bills seem to be so ride or die on Josh Allen, we're just gonna have to keep on keeping the pressure, trying to get to him. You know, hey, we got because of that, we could use that to our advantage
Yeah.
with Josh Allen, with them just using Josh Allen, even for running, they're using
Yes.
Josh
Thank
Allen.
you.
So if we can keep him in the pocket and not let him run, hey, the defense is going to be all right for a certain point of view, or should I say, a certain circumstance. Obviously, the secondary is going to need to get their crap together. But you know what? Offense, they
Yeah.
still don't have Von Miller.
They do not.
They still don't have
Um,
Von Miller. So
they're very vulnerable as far as their defense is concerned across the board at all three levels. You made a great point. If we can flush Josh Allen out of pocket, however, I think we can thrive in that endeavor because if he's taking hits on scramble or he's continually having to run, he's burning energy. So that means that he's going to be winded because he's exerting energy that probably would be better spent hitting his targets as opposed to running in order to use his legs in order to extend plays and drives for that matter. So let's just wreak havoc and make him do more than what he is comfortable with doing. How about that?
hey, I like that. I like that idea. And again, yeah, Tyree Wilson, you need your second game in the NFL. Again, we're putting a lot on you, little kid, but
Yeah,
it
there
is
you
what
go.
it is. And since Chandler Jones is dealing with his issues right now,
That's
like
right.
like
Tyree's not in Lubbock anymore. It's time to sack up,
yeah.
literally.
So I mean,
You're not playing Iowa State.
mm-hmm. You're gonna have to show up, and you're gonna have to run some people over. But
Smash. Hulk smash.
exactly. But you know what? Last time we met, here's a little bit of good tidbit for you. Last time we met, the Buffalo Bills beat us 30-23. That was in October 4th of 2020.
They cheated. It's plain to see.
So there's that little bit of
They out
tidbit.
cheated us, damn it.
Mm-hmm. But you know what?
What's that?
It's winnable. This is a
Oh, for
winnable game.
it is
The
a winnable
Bills,
game.
the
If they
Bills,
take the bumps and bruises that the Jets should put upon them, why not?
the
We're going to
Bill.
have an added day of rest whenever we engage with them. So that's an advantage. And I think that's not the only time. I think there was a statistic that was put out that we play at least seven opponents, either coming off a Thursday night or a Monday night game, whenever we play them, that gives us extra days rest before we take the field against opponents this season. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and make the most of it.
This is a winnable game. They're like the Buffalo Bills are vulnerable. There's blood in the water for them. The Dolphins, and the Jets are sizing them up, ready to strike, and the Jets get to have first shot at them. And trust me
Facts.
when I say this, guys, this is a beatable team. Now, obviously, saying that though, what are you predicting? What is your predictable outcome in this game?
Okay, we've already won one close game on road. So I look for that to be extended times two. I look for the Bills in order to beat the Jets
Mm-hmm.
as currently constituted because they haven't played together. So they're an all-star team. However, they haven't played together yet. I look for the Bills to upset them and ride high and underestimate the Raiders, and the Raiders somehow find a way in order to shore up the offensive line make holes. I look for JJ in order to take advantage of that. Now that he's got hit a few times this past game, regain form, start gashing them, and that's going to open up the passing lanes. And I really look for us to out offense the Bills in Buffalo and their defense being porous and our defense uh, showing a little bit more cohesiveness and support to its newest additions. And it just turning into a W. It's going to be a close fought win, but I look for the Raiders to win by 4 or less.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Raiders have already proved me wrong on the this week because I figured
Don't
this
get
was going to be
grumpy.
I thought this was going to be a close loss. I did. I predicted this was going to be a close loss. That
You
some
were
bull
grumpy
bull
at
was
the
going to
end of the
happen.
game. I read you.
Uh
I
huh.
heard you. I
Uh huh.
saw you.
Uh huh. So
So now they
I'm
went
gonna
from
I'm gonna
8-9 to 9-8. Talk to me, bro.
I am going. No, they haven't proven me fully wrong yet. They could easily beat us at home,
I'm listening, homie.
but there's something that the Raiders need to prove me wrong in again,
Okay.
and that is the Raiders have a tough time dealing with teams when they go to the East. This
True.
this is a
True.
tough team. I am predicting.
Is it a
I am
1
predicting.
a.m. kickoff Eastern time, or is it a 3 p.m. Well 4 p.m. kickoff?
I believe this is a in Alaska Standard Time. This is going to be a
The 9 a.m. start.
this is a 9 a.m. start in which my wife is going to be trying to get me to take her to work, and I'm going to be busy either glued to the TV or the radio when to listen to the game. But
I
I
can do
think
that if
this
you don't.
I I'm going to be nice here. All right. My initial was that we were going to get stomped. But you know what? I would be very happy if we can get them, if we can at least get within a touchdown or even a field goal. I will be happy with that. So I'm going to
Okay,
predict
I hear that.
so at the most I'm going to say we are going to lose by 7 points. Just
To a
like
team that cannot run the ball, which means they can't sustain runs, or a team that cannot stop the run and is questionable against the air assault. So, given those three things that are in the negative column, albeit they've got an all world receiver in Diggs, uh, a very serviceable field stretcher in Gabe, whatever his last name is. And then you've got a very mobile and strong arm, but questionable decision maker at quarterback in Josh Allen. You got them beating us like that. I hear you, I call you, and I check raise you that the Raiders will, in fact, pull this out because of their overall
mhm
team depth and balance on the road in a hostile
mhm
environment. And they get in, they get out, they get the dub.
mhm
4 points or less.
and you want cute? I want you to the what if the Raiders do in fact prove me wrong, I want you front and center to let me know about how wrong I was because I'm
Nope,
going because I
that's not me.
and I
I
hope
don't, I
and
don't
that's the
diss,
one
I
thing
don't
I
diss
do
anybody.
hope. I hope that the Raiders prove me wrong.
See, you bring up that word hope. And again, I remind anybody that knows me that when anybody mentions hope, I am the first one to admonish them by saying this is not the Make a Wish Foundation. We are
Mm-hmm.
not hoping for a best case scenario, and we know it's not going to be. The thing is that the Raiders are surprisingly well coached. It's just a matter of them getting on field to take the theory that they've been taught and put it into practice. And you only get that by having game time reps. Let's have Jacorian Bennett. He needs to take, I guess, the 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 shock and awe out of his NFL experience and to Hobbs up a little bit as a rookie and start balling out. And I got him doing it. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later. But today, that kid, he was just picked on mercilessly because he just had too much awe and shock when he should have just reverted to his coaching, just responded and balled out with physicality. So him and Merrick has all the tools, but he's about as aggressive as, I don't know, a slug going across your your morning porch. He needs to be dialed in. He's got the intellect, he's got the vision, he's got the field awareness. He just needs the aggression unleashed to be what we need him to be. We didn't waste a second round pick on him in order for him just to meander around and chase people that make it into the secondary at his level. No,
Mhm.
he needs to send a message. He needs to bring the heat. He needs to set a tone, and he needs to be far more reactionary than he is. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's doing. And get a haircut too. That's just me.
Oh, we got Pirate 1975 that just tuned into the chat
That's
here.
my dude.
Pirate,
That's my dude.
yeah. He says Carr would have never run to win today. We gotta believe this is a good enough beginning to a great season. Go Raiders! Pirate flag.
That's right. Pirate
All
90,
all love.
1975. That's his scallywag right there, man.
All love and respect to you, Pirate 1975. Well,
Facts.
that is it for today. Aaron, do you have any closing words for the people?
Yeah, I got some closing words. A lot of people, they shifted right before the weekend in order to heap on the Raiders. They wanted to say they were going to be 0-1. They were very dismissive. And now, how about them apples? We're undefeated, baby. We sit alone atop the AFC West standings. And now, let's effing go.
Well, Q Dog, thank you for coming on and doing this Raiders recap for this week. And guys, let's go ahead and enjoy this win and get ready for next week. It's going to be a battle, but just remember excellence in everything we do. All right, there's a commitment to excellence that you must take in your life, whether it be school, whether it be your work, whether it be your relationship with God.
That's
Make
right.
sure you make a commitment to be excellent at everything you do. All right. Raider rule number 1, which is in equation 2, do anything you can to win. Because you know what? Just win. Just win at life, guys. Do whatever it takes to upgrade yourselves, upgrade your position, and keep on grinding away. Guys, this is the Sensei 7 stream. Episode 6 is to a close. I am KillJadis907, the Grumpy Raider fan. He is Aaron the Q Dog Raider. And on behalf of Raider Ramon, Raider Rue, Johnny in Las Vegas, Tida Raider, and Taro Graves, we shall catch y'all later.